Hello everyone, Manny Lord of Insanity here, and I'm here to talk about the Pinocchio Paradox because, like I said, in my last talking video, I didn't explain it very well the last time I talked about it, and there's more stuff to add to it. So this is I solved the Pinocchio Paradox Part 2. Okay? Now, to start off, I want to add things to the paradox. Of course, whenever I first started thinking about the Pinocchio paradox was whenever I was in English, right after English, and it was they basically we read about paradox, and it was defined as a sentence that didn't seem to make sense but actually had an answer. Well, later on, I learned about that's just one of the paradoxes. There's a paradox where it doesn't seem to have an answer, and that's because it doesn't make sense, period. Like, what happening in the paradox doesn't make sense because it just doesn't happen, period. We've learned more stuff later on. In this paradox, it's just unsolvable because it's just not how things work in the world. Then there's the second, where it seemingly doesn't make sense, but then we learn more information, and then we find a solution. And then there's the third, where it doesn't make sense, and we haven't found a solution yet. So either it's false, because that's just not how the world works, or we find an answer to where it makes sense. The Pinocchio paradox, I still feel like I found the answer to. It's and I understand it, as someone commented down in the comments. I understand that it's just another example of the liar's paradox, where the sentence is saying that this statement is false or this statement is a lie. I understand. Pinocchio has a few different rules thrown in there that's not with the liar's paradox. And we'll get into what the Pinocchio paradox is. I'm pretty sure most of you know it, especially if you're coming here from my last video. It's, if Pinocchio says, "My nose will grow now," will it grow? Will it get bigger? And then when people sit back and think, they go, well, if it doesn't grow, then he's lying, so it should. But if it does grow, then he's telling the truth, and it shouldn't, hence the paradox. Except we need to look at what a lie is. In Pinocchio, there's the absolute truth. Well, in real life, there's the absolute truth, and then there's your truth. There's the lie, and then there's just a false statement. We can go to whether or not there's a God. If a Christian goes and says there's a God, is he lying? If an atheist goes and says there's no God, is he lying? Two different statements, but either one of them lying. One of them is a falsehood, but neither one of them are lying. They're saying what they truly believe. And you can go down into flat earthers. Hopefully everyone watching this video can all agree the earth is really round. But there's people out there who truly believe the earth is flat. If the people saying the earth is flat, they're not lying, that's what they believe, but they're stating an obvious falsehood. And Pinocchio, it doesn't grow based on a falsehood, it grows on whether or not he lies. So the simple answer is, it depends. When Pinocchio says, "My nose will grow now," does he truly believe his nose will grow? If Pinocchio believes his nose will grow, it won't grow. He's telling the truth. If he doesn't believe, or he's not sure it will grow, he's just like, "My nose will grow now?" Or like, "My nose will grow now," but he's lying because he doesn't think it will, the nose will grow. It doesn't. That's just it growing right then doesn't automatically take the lie away. It just turns the lie into a true statement. It's not like him telling the truth. It's just that was the absolute truth at that time. That's just how I approached it at the time, and I still believe you can approach it that way because it still makes sense to me, and I hope this just explains it better. It's definitely a lot shorter of a video. And there we go. Just the people who comment on my other video, y'all can comment below on this one. I want people to comment on this video anyways. What do you think about the Pinocchio Paradox? Is it really solvable? Is it really an unsolvable paradox where there is no answer to it? Or is there an answer? And is the answer what? Did I find the answer? Or do you think the answer is something else? And something else entirely? Do you have your own answer? Do you have your own interpretation? Like there was like some interesting comments in my last video, and I want to see people what they think about now with me hopefully explaining my position better. Okay, so just tell me what you guys think about the Pinocchio paradox just down below. Bye.